Muscles, how you guys doing? Patch notes, August 1st. What the hell is happening? This is the biggest update that I've seen for onesemen ever. None of this stuff has ever been implemented the way that they were doing it in the beta or anything. So this is fairly new content. If you are trying to get your friends to play, now is a good time to do that. If you're running multiple alts, damn, this is a good time for you as well, because they are buffing some stuff for, I don't understand why, but it's going to make it, if you're running a bunch of farm plots, and check out my video on that as well, you're going to be rolling in cashish. So let's get into it. What is going on? Well, there's going to be an update, 4 a.m. UTC. That's going to be, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for those of us in the United States of good old-fashioned America. That means that about 3 a.m., which really probably going to be more about 7 a.m., because usually downtimes are twice as long as what they say. It's a 4-hour downtime. Somewhere between 3 a.m. and 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and 12 a.m. 4 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, August 1st, you should be able to be playing onesemen again, and there's going to be new updates. So let's check out what is going on in the new patch. Optimizations, Memetic Optimization. Added a new item drop, the Memetic Specialization Memory Fragments. After using Memetic Specialization Memory Fragment, you will gain the corresponding Memetic Specialization effect. This is really interesting because if you messed up your medics before, you will now be able to get these fragments and put them in your head. Then you don't have to worry about running an alt to do all the stuff that you didn't do right on your main account. I like that they're adding this type of stuff to the gameplay. It really does help out new players or veteran players who just messed up everything and didn't understand how things were going to work. The only interesting thing that I've noticed is that you can only do 3 of them. They are tradable, and the fragments can't go into the Eternal Land, which means you can't save them for the next season, which makes sense to me. It's just an item. That is really one of the biggest things that they're adding. Also, you get these fragments from controllers, so whenever you use a controller for the boss effects or the boss fights or the silo fights, any of that stuff, whenever you're trying to get the loot crate and it says, do you want to use a controller for this? Press F. Then that's when you have a chance to get these memetic fragments. So definitely be using your controllers, definitely be getting those fragments. I wouldn't use your fragments immediately because you only can use 3 of them. I don't know if you're getting 3 extra slots or if it's just going to be, it replaces one of the 10 slots you already have. I'm not sure how all this works yet. We're going to figure it out as we go. For gameplay optimizations, they're adding another path to the Highway Pursuit game mode, so it's easier to get the sproutlets. Also, the truck will now just be dropping sproutlets wherever it goes. You don't have to actually shoot it. It's just going to drop the sproutlets. They're also fixing the event time to 9 p.m. in-game every time. So now whenever it's 9 p.m. in-game, you will be able to do that event. So there's tons of sproutlets to get, and we'll talk about that in a little bit as well, because there's another chest you can get with those sproutlets, and that's good for getting items and stuff. They're also adding some vehicle optimizations to the game. They're increasing the acceleration and max speed of the entry-level motorcycle and the buggy and the coupe, and of all buggies and all coupes. So that's really nice. So if you're trying to get around town, it's going to be a lot easier now, but this also is going to correlate with another event that's coming out on the 15th, I believe, and we'll talk about that in a second as well. To be honest, this is going to be the biggest part of the update I've noticed, because this is a good time to tell your friends to get involved, especially if they don't really care about PvE or anything like that. They're buffing all the planting, and they're making it so you can add seeds and fertilizer to the planter boxes, and those planter boxes will automatically put seeds in the dirt and fertilize them. So as long as you keep those things fed, you can have your crops automatically going. You don't have to worry about putting the seeds in all the time. You still have to go and pick up the crops, I'm guessing, unless maybe the mushroom guys do that now or something. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure what the point of the mushroom guys are. We were kind of talking about that today, trying to figure it out, but that's going to be a huge update. That's really going to make it a lot easier, especially if you're running a lot of crops, to have a huge macro, huge income, huge economy. So I really would definitely recommend to, if you're not running multiple accounts, get your friends to start playing, and then they can start running planter boxes and kill it, just growing stuff. I actually really like the farming, so I think this is going to be a really cool part of the update, and it's nice to make it more rewarding. Whether or not we need to have thousands of people just farming potatoes on the server, I'm not really sure if that's exactly what the game was supposed to be, but that's might be what it is going to be. As I stated before, they're adding a new crate that you can get with the sproutlets from Nisa, and those will have either legendary mods, and if you don't get a legendary mod, you either get 200 acid, 20 barrel premium, or 67 stardust source. So that's going to be a nice thing to use with those sproutlets. If you don't actually want to get the cosmetics or other random stuff in there that's not really useful, you can actually use it for in-game stuff that will be useful. So that's nice. Really, really do like that. And I do like that they're making sproutlets more available to people so you can get more resources. They're basically just making resources more plentiful on the map, as I understand it. All right, one of the more cooler parts about this update is the August theme event. All produce from harvesting is going to be increased. So that's what I was saying before. Now they've added the planter updates, so your planter boxes are going to be automatically farming themselves, and also you're getting more output from your farmer boxes or your planter boxes. It's a great time to get involved in harvesting crops on your server. There's a video for that I've put out. Check it out, and it will help you get maximum efficiency on your crops. And there's actually some really good comments on that video below as well that really will give you some excellent ideas to how to maximize the efficiency in your crops. There's also going to be some cosmetics that are going to be login rewards for a few days in August, so check those out as well. And then one of the most interesting things that they're doing is they're adding kind of like this roller derby type of event where you just drive around the map and crash into people. That happens on August 15th. I think that's the reason why they're adding all those driving optimizations to the game. I think they're just going to make it really easy for people to just go around the map and just crash into everybody. I'm really, really looking forward to this. That's like kind of like they just made this game super fun for like no reason. So I'm really interested in that. Plus, you get Starcom for just running around and crashing into people. This is really, I mean, this is not what I was expecting in this game at all, and that sounds so cool. So I'm like really, really excited for this. That's going to be a lot of fun. I really think this is going to be a really cool way to play with other people. Towards the end of the month, they're adding this weird Pokemon Pokedex event type of thing where you collect specimen cards for the different things that you kill on the server. So I guess when you kill a deviant on the server, it'll drop like a little Pokemon card, and then you got to fill up your Pokedex, then you got to catch them all. And that's cool. I love that. I love Pokemon, and I love Pokemon mechanics. So the more Pokedex, the better. That's what I always say. Aside from quite a few bug fixes in this update, there's not much else to worry about, but this is a big one. If you're trying to catch up, or you have your farm set up, or if you don't have them set up yet, now's a good time to make sure you have them set up, because you can do a lot of farming right now. They're going to be giving out tons of materials. Plus, there's going to be a lot of cool events to participate in. There's a couple other UI things they did, some other keybinds that have been unlocked, some control things. UI is going to look a little bit different because they're adding some features, but other than that, this is just a really, really big update. Great time to get involved, especially if you're doing crops and stuff. Like I said, check out my other videos on how to optimize your farms. And if you're running alts, which once again, I hate, it's boring. It sucks running this in many accounts, but I mean, if you have accounts right now, you're going to be rolling in it. So, I mean, great time to take advantage of that. Check us out. Worst Team Ever is recruiting. Information's in the description below. Also, if I missed anything, let me know if there's some other big things about this patch that I don't really know about. I'm definitely curious about your feedback, and I want to know what you guys are doing this update differently than the other updates. That's it, I think. I hope you guys are enjoying the game. I love you guys so much, and I have to go. Bye-bye.